Hey team, Mark Z's here, Bible Land Explorer. I trust all is well with you in the place where you are. The place where I am is called Kom Ombo, and it's a temple that is located in a village that carries the same name. That village is located in Upper Egypt, immediately to the north of the Aswan Dam. We've come to this site in order to think about the structure, but also to think about a biblical text. Let's start with the structure. As you look to the structure behind me, what we see is a structure that was built in the 2nd and 1st centuries BC. That makes it very, very late in terms of Egyptian temples. A second thing that's worth noting about this temple is that it's actually not one, but two temples, glued together, as it were. On one side, we have a space that's dedicated to the god Horus. He's the Egyptian god who has the falcon head. On the other side, it's dedicated to Sobit, who is the crocodile god who is known from Egyptian mythology and has a crocodile head. We understand why people would be excited about worshiping Horus. After all, he's the good guy god. He's fast, he's good looking, he rescues us from evil. Everybody loves Horus. It's the crocodile god that's a bit more mysterious. The crocodile god is the god of chaos. He oftentimes is involved in things that are very, very bad. And occasionally he does good, but for the most part, he's a pretty scary dude. Why would one worship the god of the good guys and the god of the bad guys in the same place? Well, everybody knows why you worship the good guy. The bad guy, maybe because there's a lot of crocodiles just over the wall here, and they were hoping maybe by worshiping him that Grandma would not be eaten the next time she goes down to wash her clothes in the Nile, I jest. But anyway, we have these two temples glued together side by side at Kom Ombo. That's the structure. Now let me talk a little bit about a biblical text. And the text I'm thinking about is found in the book of Exodus, chapter 7. It's a fascinating story. In the story that is told there, we read about how Moses told Aaron to throw down his staff, which he does, and the staff turns into a, English translation, snake. The Egyptian magicians throw down their staffs, and the same thing happens. They turn into, English translation, snakes. And the staff of Aaron gobbles up the staffs, or the snakes of the magicians. And in this way, it shows that Yahweh is superior to the gods of the Egyptians. But what if this is not really translated as a snake? You know, the word that's used there in chapter 7 is the word tananim. And the word tananim may be a snake, but it's also a super snake, a writhing, terrible sea monster, or even a crocodile. A crocodile. What if what is thrown down by Aaron becomes a crocodile? And then the magicians throw down their staffs and they become crocodiles. And then the crocodiles are eating each other and everybody jumps out the window. It's chaos. Oh, I don't know. It would have made quite an impression on a crowd that worshipped the crocodile. And again, showing that Yahweh is superior to the gods of the Egyptians. I don't know. Interesting. Footnote. If you go over to Exodus chapter 4, you find a similar throwdown. In this case, it's Moses who throws down his staff, and it becomes, translation here, very clear, a snake, a nahash. And he picks it up by the tail, and it straightens out again. So in chapter 4, we have a throwdown that involves a serpent. In chapter 7, we have a throwdown that involves something much greater, something much more terrorizing. It's a throwdown of the crocodiles. Oh, I know that's a wild reading, isn't it? But it's not a stretch. And I think when you read it that way, it actually begins to resonate, perhaps a bit more. Lessons from Kom Ombo. Fun times. Talk to you later.